I'm here to remind you that there's nothing for you here in this realm. There's nothing outside of yourself that's going to bring you joy or happiness, fulfillment, or anything. Just remember that. The more that we seek things outside of ourselves to fill that void that was purposely placed within us because we are incomplete in a realm that can't complete us. And the more we try to fill that hole with outside things, the more lost and disconnected from ourselves we become, because we're putting on these layers and layers and layers of dirt and filth and just nastiness that this realm has to offer us. It's like we're trading our purity and our own love for these reflections of darkness that's reflected inside of us the more we attach to these things. And people, places, and things will never, ever bring us joy or fulfillment. We can keep seeking and seeking and seeking, and it's never enough, never enough. We're never satisfied or satiated, because these things can never do that to an infinite spirit who is trapped in a world of lust and illusions, thinking these things are them, and it's not. This is just a daily diary of me reminding myself that no matter how hard this gets, it's never going to get easier by seeking the pleasures of this life. Ever, ever. That's why every day I have to connect with myself. Not this avatar, not this Joshua, but the spirit that's above all of this. The thing that people get confused with God. Not that. No, not that. My true identity. And it seems like this trail is now blocked off, which has never happened before. Seems like the whole trail's cut off. Huh. And see, there's a truck blocking it. So I'm going to turn around and try to go an opposite way. Huh. Let's see if I can get around that. Yeah, every day I wake up into the lie. And the lie tries to convince me that there's all these things that I need to do in order to be truly happy, to be truly content with this life. And it can fool me into agreeing to get on that wheel of insanity and try to get these things done, or try to bring these things into my life. That's the thing, my life. This is not my life. This is someone else's nightmare that I ended up in. And the more I seek out from this nightmare contracts in order to make me happy. Hey, nightmare, if you bring me this, I will be happy. Hey, nightmare, can I have this? Hey, nightmare, I'm in a nightmare. Can you bring me some sense of enlightenment, and love. This nightmare may offer you things for a time, but know that it's all for a price. Everything here is for a price. Nothing here is for free. Nothing. Anything this nightmare can offer you, it's so that it can be taken away later, because you're going to die. They're going to die. It's going to fade away. It's going to rot. It's going to decay. Nothing lasts forever in this place. And that is a sense of joy, because I am happy that I have a chance to leave this place when that time comes. But for those who are attached to the things that this nightmare brings them, it's hell. But it's also hell because there should not be death. The ripping away of one loved one into complete silence and separation and suffering from that. Most people, they suffer and die, and then they're ripped away into complete silence. It's like they never existed. They're only in your mind now. And that is a kind of torture that no one should have to experience. And all we can hope is that they made it out of this place. But also the thought of, were they even real? Oh my gosh, were they even real? Am I going to get out of this place and be faced with the cruelty that everyone that I cared about in this realm had no consciousness outside of this place, and they're deleted, gone forever? These things, they're just things you think about and you realize your whole life has been a lie. Does that mean everybody? Everything? Well, I'm here to bring true hope and to remind people who are going through a hard time that you're not necessarily doing anything wrong by wanting happiness and joy and fulfillment, because we all deserve that. But I'm here to say this place will never, ever be able to give it to you in a loving, healthy way. I have to be here for myself, no matter what happens. I have to be here and nurture myself and care for myself through this mundane, bleak, silent reality, because it's never, ever going to reveal anything to me without me pushing through and seeking these things out above all other things. There's nothing that this place can give you or offer you to make any of this worth it, to make this experience one that you feel like it fulfilled that a part of your spirit that needed it. There's always tricks and traps to keep you holding on for the next hit, the next manipulation of happiness that you think of is coming from within you, but it's not. They're little injections of temporary joy that, like a drug, once the sensation is over, it leaves you more empty and wanting more. Like I said, nothing is ever enough. So the answer is to take that lonely walk, that warrior's path with yourself every day, every single day, and be to yourself what you're lacking in this place that's been ripped away and stolen from you and gaslighted you into thinking that there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with this whole thing. And like a abuser who blames the victim, it's not your fault. No. But don't lie down and take the beating. Stand up strong and do what you can for yourself. And that's all you can do. Don't give up on yourself. Don't abandon yourself. Don't leave yourself behind. Stop there. Help yourself up. You're probably wounded, battle-scarred, and weary. I am that every single day. I am so weary of this place. And I could lie, broken and defeated, for the rest of the day. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And no one is going to come to help me. This says jump here, and perhaps this is the answer to what afflicts me. But yet I still remain. You can have people in your life who can help you through tough times. But what I'm saying is, you are the only one who is capable of actually picking yourself up and carrying you through the battlefield of life. And it's a daily thing. It's a daily thing because it's relentless. It will never give up, ever. And once you're awake, aware, let's just say once your eyes can see through the veil of the prison bars to this reality, you can't unsee it. You can't. And that's what afflicts you even more is every single day, here you are again, staring at the nightmare while people around you see something that's not what you see. Let's just say that. And they look at you like a raving madman. Oh, life is hard, but it's because of your perception. Just change your perception and things can get better. Okay. Your perception has been manipulated and controlled since birth to believe the things that we believe. And in deprogramming and actually being honest and truthful about the things around you without making excuses. You see it for the nightmare that it really is. So why am I making this video? Really, it's to spend time with myself, because a lot of times I get in these slumps of negativity, being down, depressed, because that's just the natural ways of being a true, honest, truthful person in a world that doesn't belong to you and is not your home. So these little walks and me talking to myself, it's for me. To remind myself that I am here. I can be that person for myself. Nothing is okay about this place. I want nothing to do with this place. I don't want to participate any longer with the ways of this world. Yet every day I'm forced to, little by little, and I get trapped and sucked back into it. I have to fight every day to release myself from the web of society and the world itself, because every day it's like quicksand. I fall back deeper and deeper into it, and if I struggle, I think that I'm escaping. Yet the more I struggle, the deeper I get without realizing it. And I have to come back to just being quiet and still within myself. And my body, the mind that they've injected into me, hates that. It hates that. It'll kick and scream. It'll fill my head with thoughts, try to get me to go on these thought tangents, tell me I'm bored, tell me I'm wasting my time, tell me, hey, I need something stimulating, exciting. And I sit there and I connect with something greater than this place. And that gives me resolve and courage and strength to keep going. And I've realized that the joy and the happiness that we're seeking, it actually does come up from within us. And it really comes out when I am creating something from inside of myself. And that's why they want to turn us all into consumers, because when we're consuming, we're cut off from our natural creative abilities that actually bring us joy and happiness. And these creative abilities can just come from you just dancing and singing from within yourself, because you're creating something. Being goofy with other people, you're creating these moments that are breaking you out of the illusion of mundaneness. Because inside, your spirit yearns to be free and have fun and break out of this low vibrational state. Don't take any of this seriously. It's hard to do. But you can not take this seriously by not taking yourself so seriously. Not releasing the shackles of people's perceptions of you and becoming free from within yourself and creating these little magical moments throughout your day that only you know about, really. Only you and your true self know. And you can try to spread these little magic moments with other people in your life. And if they participate, great. If not, you still have yourself. And these things are hard to describe in terms of words. But yeah, when I'm the most joyful, it's not when I buy something, it's not when I have something, it's when I create something. It's when I release something outside of me, from inside of me. Not taking something outside of me and putting it inside of me, but when the inside of me is allowed to come out. And that's all about seeking things from within yourself and allowing those things to grow and blossom into this nightmare. And then you're bringing a little bit of heaven into this place. Now, you'll never be able to change the ways of this world, but while you're here, you can change the surroundings that you live in by not changing the outside. Remember that. You're changing the inside, and the inside is flowing out into the surroundings where you are. Because you are infinity. You are boundless creation. And they want you to think that you're creativeless, boxed into a prison, consuming what they feed you, like a prisoner consumes the slop that's given to them, the poisonous food. And the more you eat that, the sicker and sicker you get. I would say refuse the food and feed yourself from the inside. I know we all get lonely, and I am so lonely a lot of the times. And people can come and bring you less loneliness, let's say. But if you're truthful, a lot of times you're still lonely when there's people around you. It's because no one really understands you. No one can really connect with you on the level that you're seeking, that you're needing, because no one can do that but yourself. And once you're out of this place, it's just going to be you. It's just going to be you and only you. Will you still... What is that? Will you still be seeking things outside of yourself when there's nothing to seek? No. Because you'll have everything that you need. It's just been walled off from you in this incarnation. So try to rediscover those things about yourself, and remember, this place is so weary. Every day I'm weary, tired, exhausted. Feel cut off from myself, from my true divinity and essence. Every day is a march towards hell, and I'm kicking and screaming, trying to go the opposite way, but they've tied a noose around my neck, pulling me to follow. I have no choice. I want nothing to do with this society and this world and this realm and these people, yet the noose gets tighter and tighter around my neck. I'm forced to participate in things that I think are evil. I'm forced to continue on doing things that I know are wrong, yet I'm coerced and manipulated to do them under force of suffering and death. And some days I think, is it all just an illusion? Am I actually going to die if I refuse to participate anymore? Do I really have to eat, drink, breathe, go along, pay them their shekels and their blood money for just merely existing in a world that I did not have any control over or consent to? I'm a slave. I'm a slave in this place to everything around me. And my spirit screams in agony, just wanting to be free. Wanting itself back. I want myself back. I want all my memories back. I want all my strength back. I want who I am to the most fundamental level back. I don't want to be a caged bird anymore. I don't want to live in a world where I'm cut off from every loving and decent thing and forced to crawl and beg and work until the bones break for the mere scraps of existence. This is no way to live. This is no way to be. And like having a carrot dangled in front of you, it taunts you, saying, it's your fault. It's your fault. Here. Is this what you've been wanting? Here. Come. Come a little closer. Participate. Seek. Yearn. Desire. All the things that bring a good life. Crawl on your knees a little more. It's pathetic. It's weak. And it's put me in this position because it knows that if it would face me head on, it would lose. It knows if this was a fair fight, there would be no fight. Because I refuse to fight using its tactics and its ways. It wants me engaged. It wants me entangled in the illusion of giving it any form of serious engagement. Because it knows, like a bug, it'll be flicked into the infinite abyss with one swat. And that's all it is. That's all it will be. And I tell myself these things because it gives me great courage and strength and resolve to keep walking. Every day I wake up and I'm faced with the impenetrable wall of depression and bleakness and deadness of a world that has no magic, no charm, and no life. Nothing besides what I bring to it, besides what I infuse it with. And every day I feel my energy being robbed from me, siphoned off, stolen. I feel the shackles of my physical body becoming tighter and tighter. And the more I struggle, the more scars, pain of my skin chafing, being ripped from the shackles that don't move. Because once you know freedom, and once you see this place for what it is, nothing it can offer you is good enough. Because this place will never be good enough. There is nothing this place can offer or bring you that will make any of this worth it. That'll make you actually content and happy. Because this place is an abomination. It's a nightmare. And you're living in someone else's nightmare. And it wants you to agree that this is all okay and that you belong here and that you have some sort of reason for suffering through all of this. You may not know it, but there's a good reason. And it will never tell you that reason. It'll gaslight you into believing lies. But the only thing you can actually trust in this place is yourself. But you got to go through a lot of layers, a lot of deprogramming to get to yourself, because we don't actually know ourselves. We aren't actually ourselves for most of the day. We're the illusion that's been placed upon us. The mind they've given us, that's who we are most of our days, day in and day out. But you know, after all this time working at uncovering the truths of this realm and myself, I've come to the realization that I am somebody. Who is from a higher realm, who knows what to do in given situations. And I allow myself to get swept away by the emotions and the thoughts of the parasites that want me to agree with it. And so, because of the confusion and the gaslighting and the manipulation and the weariness, a lot of times I succumb to the onslaught and agree and become it. And deep down my spirit cries, no, you're more than this. You are not this. This is not you. Don't feed in to the lies. Don't vibrate with the frequency of this lower plane. Don't get wrapped up in your emotions. Don't get wrapped up in your thoughts, for they are not you. You are greater. You are more. It's hard to actually hone in on the voice of yourself, because it's drowned out by the loud, relentless cycle of thoughts that just pump, that won't even allow you a moment of silence, because in that silence, even though they've blocked yourself off from yourself is so powerful that you can listen in a language that you don't even understand or can comprehend in this lower state. But it gets through, and you just know. You just know these things. And it's very hard to explain or tell others. It's even hard to reassure yourself, because the thoughts of the machine beast of this reality never stop. Always, always going. Hi. How are y'all doing? What's your name?
This is Palmer.
Hi, Palmer.
Hi. How
Hope
are
you have a
you?
nice walk.
You too, thanks.
Bye-bye. Well, that was sweet. Sweet and heartbreaking because that innocent child is forced now to endure this existence, to endure this life. And I can see his innocence being stripped away every moment, just like mine has. But in that creative state of being a child, you are very creative. That's why you're so happy in a world of deceptions, because you are creating your own reality by not even realizing it or even trying. It just is. You're playing pretend your whole life until you get older and older and they beat it out of you with facts and information and lies and deceptions. And then you slowly realize that this world is not what you thought it was, because in your mind, it was kind of your creation. It was a mix of what it is with your own creative mind. And that brought you joy and fun. And as you get older, the programming and indoctrination in the reality sets in. And it gets sucked and siphoned away from you. All of it. All your creativity. All of your joy. Until you become a mindless hive mind clone of this reality. We have to get that back. We'll never have it back fully until we're out of this place. So a lot of times I don't even know what it is that I want to talk about. It's just a free flow of thought that I allow to happen, because there is a shackle on my mind that prevents me from accessing the deep wells from within me. So I realize that if I just keep talking and I try to allow myself to talk without any hesitation or caring what it is that I say, I access realms deeper, because the mind doesn't know how to stop that. The mind knows how to stop thinking, but the mind does not know how to stop the free flow of creativity. It'll try its damnedest, but if you keep going and you have a relentless passion to keep digging and keep talking, it will happen. Have more of a relentless passion to do that than the relentless onslaught that it gives to you. And the warfare is on, but keep going. So I can choose to participate in this world today, or I can choose to shut it all off, or I can choose to be here for myself. And that's what I've chosen today. I've chosen to be here for myself and talk in these crazy ramblings. But hey, it brings me joy, because it is, no matter how it sounds to the public, it is me connecting with myself and exploring all these things that I've stuffed down for the days and the weeks, pretending to be somebody that I'm not, pretending to put on these acts in a world that I don't belong to. I just hate it so much. I hate it here so much. And every day I have to lie to myself and keep myself moving and keep myself going. And it's a lot. It really is a lot. That's part of the weariness, is knowing that you're lying to yourself, knowing that whatever you do today is a lie. It's a detriment to your soul. Yet you're still continuing on. You're still going. You're still participating. I want to leave my body and never come back. And I've been practicing out of body and lucid dreaming. And I was much more serious about this over 10 years ago, before I knew about the soul trap. And I had some progress. But it's so hard to do what should be so natural and free to any free being, is to be able to leave this shell of a body, this abomination of a place that your spirit resides in. Like, this is the temple of God. This is the temple. No. This is the shack. The falling apart, moldy, decrepit shack of God that weighs and limits its true potential and shackles and imprison its very essence. So yeah, I've been practicing more and more, and it's just so damn hard. They make it so hard to even relieve yourself for a moment of this world. And the dreams, they control by making you unconscious. And you agreeing that the dream is not under your control. And you play all these parts in these dreams. And that should tell you that you're unconscious, playing a part in a lot of things in your life. And you have to remain conscious. It's the hardest thing you can do, to remain conscious in an unconscious nightmare. This could be just a dream, but a dream from an evil imagination that we're all caught up in, that we are thinking is reality, and it's not. It's not. Just know that this is all going to end soon, sooner than you think. And I'm not saying it's going to end by it shutting down. No, I'm saying your life is going to be over. It's already over. Just, there's no life here. But the death of the body will be sooner than you think. And that's part of the madness of living here, is not knowing when that will be. And you're just going through the motions day in and day out. It's part of the madness, because it seems that it's never going to end. But it will end. It will end. This will all end. But what comes on after that? Well, if you could leave your body and become lucid in dreams whenever and however you wanted, you could explore these questions and these things and come to full awareness that, hey, I am not my body. I know exactly what happens after death because I've been doing it day in and day out. I've been practicing. But of course, they want you blocked off and put away from all that information, so that at the time of death, or even thinking about death, you're fearful and afraid. And that brings you in that low energy, that low negative energy. So you're vibrating at that energy when you die, and then they're easily there to manipulate you. If you could die in a high vibratory state, and now I don't even know what that entails, but I'm saying if you could die fully sovereign and knowing full well what was going to happen and what this was all about, there would be no fear, and they could not manipulate you, because you may not even see them, actually, because you're already at a higher state of consciousness that you could just bypass it all, just not even have to worry or deal with any of it. Just, oh, I am who I am. I'm fully in myself, and then you're home. Just like the Wizard of Oz, there's no place like home, there's no place like home. Like, you just bypass it all and you're home. That could be the answer. To not even have to deal with these freaking creeps, these monsters, these pathetic parasites. But of course, they know more about us while we're in this state than we know about us. So they do what they do for a reason. But the more that you can disidentify with this body and its urges and desires and its survival mechanisms, you can lose the fear of it all. And perhaps that may happen if you can go into death with absolute clarity, absolute certainty, with no fear programming whatsoever. So I guess if we can work on the fear programming now that we're here, any doubt, any worry, any fear, any anxiety needs to be dealt with now, no matter what it is, until you can clear yourself and totally remove yourself from this fake mind that they've given you. And a lot of times, these thoughts and feelings, they become so uncontrollable that the energy makes your body react. And if it was just a thought, you could deal with it. You could deal with it a lot better. But a lot of these fear programs and anxieties come with a energetic override that leaves your body, if you've ever had a panic attack, it leaves your body in a state of utter defenselessness. Like, you cannot defend yourself against a panic attack or an anxiety attack or a fear attack where it just takes over your body. Okay? So that's not fair. I've had many experiences where my thoughts are going crazy and I could deal with the thought, but it's the energetic attachment that's with the thought that takes over your body, and your heart starts going crazy, like it's gonna beat out of your chest. That's not fair. And that's the override too. It's like, okay, I'm not only going to control you with a thought, but I'm going to control your body too. I'm controlling your body to go into panic mode, and there's nothing you can do about it. You have to ride this thing out. If you've ever had like a bad trip or something, you just have to ride it out. There's nothing you can do about it. But this life is a bad trip, and you just have to ride it out. But what I'm saying is, if you can get past that, if you can get past these states now, let's just pretend, okay, we're in hell. This is hell. I'm in hell. I can't change the fact that I'm in hell. I cannot change the outside. I cannot change the way this world works. I cannot change how this place operates. I accept unwillingly that I'm in hell. I accept that I'm in prison. Unwillingly, I don't want to be here. I don't think it's right. I demand to be let out. But I accept that I'm here. Now what? I cannot keep forcing change, wanting change that will never be, that will never happen. I cannot keep doing that to myself, because I'm only hurting myself and these prison guard parasites who lord over us, who watch and siphon off our infinite energy. And of course, I say energy because I don't know the right word. I don't even know what it is. I think energy is probably part of this place as well, because Energy means that if you can classify energy, it means that there's a limited source of it, right? Positive, negative, low, high. I think there isn't even a classification of our true essence in that way. So, anyways, I'm here. Everything that I thought or ever wanted will never come true in the way that it will fulfill me and bring me joy, fulfillment, peace. No. It will all leave me in pieces and shambles because I'm giving myself away to hell to comfort me. I want hell to comfort me. I want hell to bring me peace. I want hell to bring me joy and happiness. There's no way in hell it's going to do that without a price. It may lead you to think that you have joy and happiness, but remember, you're making a deal with the devil. The devil always wins with these deals. It's a rigged game. Don't give it away to this evil place and this evil system. This goes back to what I'm saying. Find that spark, that little essence that is within us. Go towards that. Seek that out. Get to know that. It's hard to do because of the programs and the indoctrination and the shut off that they've installed into our own brains and our hearts. But the more you go after that, and the more you shed the layers of who you thought you were, who you thought you needed to be, what you thought you needed for yourself, and you rip all of that away, and you're left completely naked and alone, staring at yourself. Who are you? Who are you without all these things? Who are you without all these titles? Who are you without all of these ideologies? Who are you without everything that this world has offered you to make you put your identity into? Who are you at that point? Are you then able to remember when all is willfully? Now I know this is hard to understand for people who are not me. It may be hard, may not resonate, but for me, these are putting words to unspeakable things that I cannot even put words to. Yet, it's allowing my weary, imprisoned self to bring courage and upliftment to myself. And my phone keeps running out of memory, so I keep having to delete things in order to continue this message. But this is interference right here. It keeps throwing me off track. So pick yourself off from the self-lore. Be there for yourself. You're the only person who can do this for yourself. Everything else is temporary and fleeting. All right, this is really annoying. I keep getting cut off because I'm out of memory. So I keep having to delete things. And they're trying to stop me, obviously, from speaking from the heart, because speaking from the heart is the greatest thing one can do for oneself. For oneself, allowing the truth to freely come out and to express itself, no matter what it is, with no judgment, and for you to hear yourself talk, for you to listen to yourself for once, listen to what yourself is trying to say. Listen deep within you to your heart. It is the most powerful thing one can do. And as I'm saying this, a plane is flying overhead to distract me, to drown this out, because it knows it's true. It knows this is the truth. If we could all speak from our hearts, all moments, at all times, we would be a truly different person. Truly. And those around us would be truly different people. But most people cannot, refuse, fight. They will fight you to the death about things from the heart. They cannot hear their own heart. How are they going to hear your heart? Everyone's heart has been concreted over, like this concrete world. People can't even hear their own heart beating. And it's not the organ heart. It is the spirit within you, the truth within you, that has been so abused and stuffed down and beaten down by this world, and they've trained you to do it to yourself. So when you're finally able to break through that concrete like the root of a tree, and you feel that power within you, and you feel that truth emerging from layers and layers of lies, knowing that it could not stop you. It tried its damnedest, and it couldn't do it. It couldn't do it. This is the most powerful thing in existence, is your heart becoming true. Are you a true heart? Speak from your heart. Go off by yourself and fully let it out from the heart. No judgment of what you're saying, just do it. It's so healing. It's hard to do. It takes a while to fully get into that. It took me a while, actually. I mean, that's kind of why I started this YouTube, is because I wanted to be able to speak from my heart. And my whole life, I've been shut off from it, beaten down, and told that it's bad. It's bad. Agree with the lie. Get into vibration with the illusion and shut that thing up. It's only bringing you heartache. Well, yes, it is bringing me heartache because my heart aches. Living in a world of lies and trauma and deception. And it's okay. It's okay to hate this place. It's okay to hate everything about this place. It's okay. It's actually the right thing to do. It's actually true. It's actually true to hate this place. It's actually true to hate your participation in it. It's actually true to hate what you've become, living in a hell. It's true to hate what you are not. And you are not this place. And it feels so good to say that. It feels good to want nothing to do with this place. Its ways, its methods, and its madness. It's not right to shut you off from who you truly are, the magic and the love of true existence. This place hides that from you. And it wants you to feel bad because it's your fault. It's your fault your life sucks. It's your fault your life's miserable. It's your fault that you don't feel like you belong here. It's because you're not going along with the status quo. That will get you nothing fast. The ultimate truth is to be a rebellious heart to a place that wants to eat you up and spit you out. I'm done. I'm done with this existence here. I'm done. How am I going to solve this problem? I know, but I'm remembering how. I know deep down, but I'm in the act of remembering how to do all of this, because I'm not looking at what things appear to be, because what things appear to be is a lie. I'm knowing who I am, and I don't know what that looks like. I don't know how to do that. I don't know where to start or where to begin or where to end. All I know is I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. I'm doing it right now by not telling myself to be quiet, by not telling myself I'm crazy, by not telling myself any more lies. No, I'm going to lie to myself again. That's just what happens here. But I'm going to try and do the best that I can to not do that. And that starts with me spending time with myself and actually wanting to know the truth, and actually wanting to know the truth about me and what I'm doing. And I do. So, the most powerful thing in existence is your heart. And like I said before, it's not your organ. It's the truth about who you are at all times, regardless of anything outside of you. Now it's hard to put those sayings into definitions, but you know what that means. So you counsel within yourself about these ramblings. And if they hold truth, any weight whatsoever, then follow that path. Follow that new trail, the neutral path. Not allowing anything outside of yourself to dictate how you should be, how you should feel, or how you should think. Full sovereignty starts with you and not reacting to the bullshit of this realm, the bullshit of this place. Because it will keep you spinning all day long. Woe is me, I want this, I want that, I'm not good enough. Oh, I need this, I need that. Step outside of that. Step into yourself. I can't tell you what that means. Only you know. Listen. I'm not done yet. Anything that you have to say is worth hearing. Anything that your heart is trying to tell you is worth hearing. This is so good for one's spirit, to talk out loud about these things. It's so healing. What you have to say is important. What you have to share is important. All of it. I encourage everyone who's listening to this to start their own video journal. Even if you don't want to share it, don't share it. That's fine. Because it's for you. It's for you and only you. But if you do care to share it, it will help other people. It will. You're just as important as any other person uploading things that have something to say. You are just as wise and just as intelligent. Your experience and your piece of the puzzle is important. And it's especially important to yourself. So do it for yourself. Go out in the woods, go walk around, just go let it all out. And record it for yourself. Or don't record it. You don't have to record anything. It's already being recorded. But just do it for yourself. Don't care how crazy you sound. Don't care how mad you get or how sad. Let your heart spill and be there to listen. And I promise you, you're going to leave that experience knowing yourself a whole lot better and feeling something that you were desiring before you did this. You will feel loved and heard and accepted by yourself. And you'll realize that you've been wanting that from people outside of yourself, when all along you were the person who was not giving that to yourself. And it's nothing to be shameful for. I do it all the time. But I'm just telling you from experience. When I'm allowed to just talk and I listen to myself and acknowledge and I hear myself and I don't stop myself with the negative comments or thinking, I just allow myself to be, I love myself. In that moment, I'm allowing myself to be myself and I'm hearing myself. If you can't do that for yourself, how do you expect other people to do that? It has to start with you. And I know the layers of trauma and conditioning to be these weak, pathetic things that we are. I know it's deep and it's layered upon layered. But you can start digging up those layers. You can. It's the most important thing you can do. This work and freeing yourself a little each day. I know it can seem like you're getting nowhere, but trust me, you are getting somewhere. I've gotten so far with this journey, while at the same time being gaslit to think that I haven't. But I know within myself that I have, actually. And I'm going to continue until I decide to leave. And it could be any day. But I just know that I have to be confident in myself and trusting of myself. And it starts with screaming out in the woods. It starts with just talking to yourself. So yeah, I'm excited to see anybody who wants to share their experiences. If they decide to upload anything, share it with me, and I would love to hear it.